Hi guys, this is Fade from nerffaids.blogspot.com, and it's time for the 14th Faidian slip. In video today, I am in lower Blackrock Spire, farming large brilliant shards. My preferred area to do this before Cataclysm was Stratholme, and I have some videos going back about that. But unfortunately, with the retooling of the level of Stratholme, it's no longer a viable place to do this, and I've found Blackrock Spire to be the most convenient place to go farm up some large brilliants. It's not quite as efficient as farming Stratholme, and of course you can't get a mount, unfortunately, but it's still pretty decent run for the large brilliant shards, and there's also a lot of trash. If you're in need of dust, you can just AoE farm the trash, but I just went straight for large brilliant shards. Plus there's a lot of rares in here, which can net you some extra large brilliants. I think I marked all of them, or where they would spawn if they weren't in this run, but I can't be 100% sure. I may have missed one, so just check everything around you as you run through. In gold making, I have taken a little bit of a break. I haven't stopped doing everything altogether, but I haven't stopped doing it with such vigor. I have decided not to be on my bank tune whenever I'm online. I'm just posting 2 or 3 times a day, restocking twice a week on anything that I've sold out on. And though my amount of gold made per day tends to be a little bit lower, I used to be having roughly 8 to 10k days. Now I'm having more of 2 to 5k days, which is fine. I mean, I'm still certainly making a profit. I'm making more than I spend, which will eventually get me to the gold cap. And also, I have been enjoying the game more. I've been looking for ways to make gold that aren't necessarily the highest gold per hour, but are a lot more fun. I've got a video coming out probably in about a week, maybe 2 weeks, depending on how long it takes me to get all the footage, about some farming that I'm actually doing, even though I'm not usually a farming type, but I'll save that all. It's going to be a great video, great surprise for you guys. But basically, I've just kind of taken a step back, rethought how I want to make my gold. Do I want to dedicate most of my playtime to gold making, or do I want it to be more of a hobby in-game? A hobby within a hobby, within a hobby, within a hobby. So that's kind of what I've been doing, philosophy of gold making wise recently. Another thing I did was I got a 3rd alchemist. I'm hoping to eventually have 5 or 6 alchemists. I'm going to make a whole post all about how I'm going to set up my professions to get all these alchemists sometime in the near future. But I now have 1 alchemist of every specialization. While transmute spec is definitely the most profitable, I felt that having 1 of each specialization for my own uses was going to be pretty valuable. I have started using elixirs for raiding instead of flasks, as well as I've been my video that I've hinted at coming up here involves using a potion. Yes, it may or may not be a potion of treasure finding as a little bit of a perk, but so I wanted to have 1 of every spec, so I've been really thinking about different ways to set up different professions on different characters, and so I'm probably going to make a post sometime relatively soon about choosing professions, which ones are good to have multiples of, which ones you tend to only need 1 of, etc., etc., so do keep an eye out for that. Just, remember, just because you've started, X character with a certain profession doesn't mean that it needs to keep that profession forever. You can always switch professions, and specializations within professions, etc., etc. So, yeah, just be flexible with how you choose your professions and how you use them. Another thing that's been rather interesting has been Maelstrom crystals. Of course, we're all expecting this huge market crash in 4.1, but until then, right now on Argent Dawn, they seem to be going for about 2,300 gold apiece, which I think is relatively similar to most servers. And what's interesting about this is that I've started noticing with Valor Point boots dropping lower and lower in price, it's actually becoming feasible that you can barter with people and trade down to sub-Maelstrom crystal price just for the boots. So if you see people selling boots relatively cheap on your server, try and haggle them down sub-Maelstrom crystal price. Probably get some cheap Maelstrom crystals that way. Also, there's certain BOE epics from raids that really aren't that great. Core Hammer's Riveted Girdle, the Holy Paladin belt. There's a better one from Rep, so most people usually won't use this. Similar to tanking cloaks that are BOE. Blockade's Lost Shield, there isn't very many good ones since you can get crafted ones. Even the crafted items themselves might be going sub-Maelstrom crystal price. So check on cheap epics and consider DEing them for shards. Do keep in mind, though, you'll have to flip these very quickly because, as we all know, the Maelstrom crystals are probably going to drop in price in 4-1, so you're definitely going to want to move these before that happens. But if you think you can get a quick flip or can somehow profit off of them, such as making enchanting pets or something, in a very quick manner, it might be a good idea to do. So check those out. Another thing that I've started hearing a little bit more about recently was archaeology. A couple of my friends have actually started doing it, even though they didn't do too much at the beginning of the expansion. It's kind of we've hit the raid wall. It's all about progressing through hard modes. There's not really a whole lot we can do out of raid to improve our gear and get us further in. So a lot of people have turned to archaeology just to kill time, get some achievement points. And archaeology is actually a pretty decent moneymaker if you're willing to spend all that travel time to do it. Basically, you'll get the keystones, and keystones aren't necessary for archaeology, but they help. Basically, they speed it up. They make it so you need fewer sites per artifact to complete it. And so a lot of people will actually just buy a whole bunch of these off the auction house. I've bought Tolvir hieroglyphics. I've bought for up to 1,200 gold a piece. The common Eastern Kingdom ones, like Troll Tablets, tend to go more around 20 or 30. Dwarf Runestones around 100. So while you're getting all these grays to vendor, you can be getting epics for your character, you could be getting BOA items, you can be getting vanity items, you can be getting a vial of the Sans recipe if you're on an alchemist, and you're also getting all these keystones that you can sell. So archaeology, at least in my view, has definitely experienced a little revival already, and so I'd recommend possibly looking at making gold via archaeology, just as a possibility if you're looking to kill some time and make some gold without having to use the auction house too much with the whole buying and flipping and watching markets. Anyways, I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, for more information and gold tips, check out nerffaids.blogspot.com. Have a great day, guys.